Okay, so which this gets us to our next important gram-positive cocci, that is Streptococcus. So let us start. Let us start with our next gram-positive cocci. Next gram-positive cocci, that is Streptococcus. You very well know हम लोगों ने एक वो proper flowchart देखा था gram-positive cocci का. We divided gram-positive cocci on the basis of catalase test into catalase positive and negative. Positive was staph, negative was Streptococci. Next point, Streptococci. Streptococci on the basis of oxygen requirement. On the basis of oxygen requirement. देखो when you are revising microbiome, these flowcharts are very very important. They will form the crux of any chapter. So on the basis of oxygen requirement, I can divide Streptococci into two types. That is aerobic Streptococci. That is aerobes versus obligate anaerobes. दो टाइप के हो गए, एरोब्स एरोब्स वर्सेस obligate anaerobes. Aerobes versus obligate anaerobes. Next, which is the classical example of an obligate anaerobe? That is Peptostreptococcus. Not interested at all. Peptostreptococcus. Peptostreptococcus, it is an obligate anaerobe. It is a commensal of the oral cavity. हम सबकी oral cavity में available है. It is a commensal. It is a commensal of the oral cavity. It is an obligate anaerobe. It is an obligate anaerobe. Next point, aerobes. This is the main topic. Aerobic streptococci on the basis of hemolysis on blood agar. On the basis of hemolysis. On the basis of hemolysis in blood agar. Aerobic streptococci, they are of three types. They are of three types. That is alpha hemolysis. Alpha hemolysis. Alpha means partial hemolysis, complete hemolysis, or no hemolysis. Alpha hemolysis. Alpha is partial hemolysis. Alpha hemolysis, that is partial hemolysis. Beta hemolysis, that is complete hemolysis. Beta, that is complete hemolysis. And gamma hemolysis. Alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha, beta, and gamma hemolysis. Gamma hemolysis. Gamma means no hemolysis. Gamma means no hemolysis. You know this very well. So starting with alpha hemolytic streptococci. Alpha hemolysis is partial hemolysis. Alpha मतलब partial hemolysis. Partial hemolysis हो रही है. In alpha hemolysis, we have 1 to 2 millimeter zone of hemolysis. It has a small 1 to 2 millimeter zone. It is a small 1 to 2 millimeter zone of hemolysis, giving it greenish discoloration. Partial hemolysis sana, we have seen this image also, giving it greenish discoloration around colonies. Giving it greenish discoloration around the colonies. Greenish discoloration aati hai around the colonies. Have a look at this image once again. These are the types of hemolysis. Alpha hemolysis. This is partial hemolysis with greenish discoloration around the colonies. Versus beta hemolysis, which is complete hemolysis. Beta. It is complete hemolysis. Beta is complete hemolysis. Gamma is hemolysis. Gamma is no hemolysis. Next point. Alpha hemolytic streptococci. These are strep pneumoniae. Examples of alpha hemolytic. These are strep pneumoniae. Strep pneumoniae. You already know that the most common cause of community acquired pneumonia, strep pneumonia. नाम में pneumonia आ रहा है ना. Most common cause of community acquired pneumonia, strep pneumonia, and strep viridans, and strep viridans, and strep viridans. You again know this from CVS. Strep viridans is associated with which infective endocarditis? Acute or subacute? Acute infective endocarditis, the most common organism was Staph aureus, versus subacute infective endocarditis, where the organism is Strep viridans. So this is alpha hemolytic streptococci. We see the presence of two organisms. दो organisms है alpha hemolytic. These are the two organisms, Strep pneumoniae and Strep viridans. Strep pneumoniae and Strep viridans. Next point. This gets us to our main category of streptococci, that is the beta hemolytic streptococci. Very very important. Beta hemolytic, that is they show complete hemolysis. Now on the basis of carbohydrate C in cell wall. On the basis of on the basis of carbohydrate C. On the basis of carbohydrate C in cell wall. On basis of carbohydrate C in cell wall, beta hemolytic streptococci are divided by Lancefield classification. They are categorized or divided by Lancefield classification into A to J, into beta hemolytic streptococci A to V, A to V except INJ, A to V except INJ. देखो कुछ भी नहीं है. This is nothing. On the basis of carbohydrate C in cell wall, on the basis of carbohydrate C in cell wall, we use the Lancefield classification. Easy to remember. Lancefield and C. On the basis of carbohydrate C, on the basis of carbohydrate C in cell wall, we use the Lancefield classification and we divide streptococci into A to V. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I and J are not there. K, L, M, N, O, P and so on. So A to V except INJ. Except INJ. Next point. Beta hemolytic group A streptococci. Beta hemolytic group A streptococci are further divided into 80 types. Group A, they are divided into 80 types, based on M protein. They are divided into 80 types. They are divided into 80 types based on M protein, based on M protein. And this is called as Griffith class.